Okay, we have these great new views in place that will make it really easy to get from one point of the model to the next. And then we've got this great new perspective working shot that will always pull us out to the top with our roof hidden so that we can work easily looking down at the model. Now what we want to do is we want to create some sections or elevations of some of these walls for the purposes of putting this together into a presentation. Okay, in order to put a section in place, you have to click on the section plane tool, which is located at the bottom of the large tool set. It looks just like the section plane or section marker does on a drawing. Once I click on this section plane tool, it gives me an active section plane as my cursor. And I haven't clicked again, I've just clicked once, and you'll notice that it's actively, as I move, it's rapidly trying to find any face to reference, and the arrows point in the direction of the plane and which direction it's going to make the cut. Even if I were to move around the edge of this curved face, notice that it's referencing each little plane, and it'll actually cut in that direction. So it's nice to know that you can always cut at whatever angle you want, even if you're cutting a section on an angle. I'm going to click once on this first face. We're going to do elevation or section A. There's really no distinction in SketchUp between sections or elevations because the section tool cuts through your entire model. So I've just placed the section in place. So I've got my first plane. What it's doing is it's cutting through the face of that wall. So I want to select this, and you'll notice now it treats it just like any other object in SketchUp. This is just a cutting plane, but it still is something that's selectable. So I select this and I move it just like I would move anything else. And notice when I move it, I'm moving this just like I would move any other piece of geometry, but the major difference here is that it's actively cutting through my model. And this is working on a parallel axis just like push-pull would work. So I'm pulling this back. I can even type in my distance. I don't want to go too far back off of this wall because I don't want to have all this other information in my view. So I'm just going to pull back 12 inches to this point. Then the next step is to select this, this section plane, right click on it, and align my view. I don't use the views buttons with sections because sometimes I'll make a section that's on an angle or off of an angled wall, and in that case I'm not going to be able to use these. So I just like to get in the habit of making sure that I align my view. Once I've aligned my view, I can't orbit anymore or else I'll be out of alignment, because my next step is to go to Camera and uncheck Perspective. Now I'm looking at a straight on, no perspective view that someday I'll be able to take into layout and actually snap dimensions off of. The last thing I'm going to do is unhide my roof. So Shift U or Edit Unhide All so that I can see those beams. And then I'm going to go to View and uncheck section planes because I don't want to see my section plane in this shot. So if I pull up my window scenes, I'm now able to add this as a new scene. I'm going to call this Elevation A, enter. And what it's saving is it's saving the active section plane, it's saving the visible layers, my camera location, and my camera location includes the fact that my perspective is turned off. So that's a part of the camera location. I can test this by going back to my perspective working and then back to Elevation A. And I should have that cut in place.